Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to today's video. It is the first video that I'm filming in my new apartment, and it's also the first video that I've posted or filmed since the last TBR. So sorry about that. Moving is a lot. I don't have bookshelves yet, but I did get my very own TBR cart. Look at this thing. It's very full. It is front and back here, so I couldn't fit books like this, so I just stacked them this way. Is this all of the books that I haven't read yet? No, it's not. But we're gonna ignore that and not pretend that there's another huge pile next to me of books I haven't read. And I wanna show you the new one I got before we get started today. This came out today. Today is the 26th. I would love to get this on my TBR. This is Catabasis or Catabasis. I'm not really sure how to say it yet, but it's by R.F. Kuang. It's her new release. I have only read Yellowface by her, but this is just so beautiful and I'm hoping I really like it. I love the sprayed edges. It's a really beautiful copy. I got it off of Amazon and yeah, it's stunning. The pages are very white in comparison, which I just think is fun. So I'm hoping to be able to get that onto the TBR today. I'm gonna put it up here for now. Let's go ahead and quickly check in on my last month's TBR. I didn't do the best. I've only finished 5 books so far this month, but I should finish 2 more. So it'll be 7, which is not my worst month ever. So, you know, we'll take it. The first book that was on my TBR is By Any Other Name by Jodi Picoult. I have not started this yet, so it will be rolling over, but it's not on my official TBR, although I do plan to hopefully start this month and then finish it by the end of the month, end of September. But this was my challenge book for the month, and that is a challenge that I personally do is read the #1 book that was published the year before to widen my range of reading. I don't think I'm going to do this challenge in 2026, but it has been working for me in 2025. I found a lot of really great books. So yeah, that is going to have to roll over. I haven't started it. There's no way I'm going to finish this in the next couple of days. I have a wedding to go to and yeah, it's not going to happen. But that was on my TBR. The other one was this one, All the Men I've Loved Again by Christina Pride, or Christine Pride, not Christina. This is an art copy. I did not get a chance to read this, unfortunately. The Serpent and the Wolf by Rebecca Robinson. Did not get a chance to read that. That was on Kindle. I own it as a Kindle book. Didn't get to it. You can see there's a little pattern here. I did read other books, but just not these ones. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I really wanted to get to this book. I had too much going on, you know? Skyward, another book that I did not start. My bad. Is there a prompt for this? No, it just says Skyward. I must have picked it out of one of the jars, but yeah, didn't get a chance to start this one. Of course, it is something I would love to read. And then we have one that I think I'll finish by the end of the month. So this is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. This is a brand new release from July. This is by Sangu Mandana. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I am on, I think, page 50. Exactly. Yeah, I'm on page 50. I do hope to finish this by the end of the month. I should. I'm currently reading The Night and the Moth. I should finish that tonight, and then I can get on this one again. Yeah. Next was Making It So by Patrick Stewart. This is the audiobook that I'm currently listening to. So I don't think I'll have it done by the end of the month because it's a very long audiobook, but it's Patrick Stewart, also known as Jean-Luc Picard. It's his kind of life story, and it's very interesting so far, and I really love listening to his voice. So I should finish that one, but it probably won't be until September, to be honest. And then I did finish Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I had some problems with it. It was my book club book for the month, so yeah. I didn't pick it, although I did already own it on my Kindle, so I did want to read it. And I was like, ooh, we should read this, because I wanted to read the, you know, part about the octopus, which was really fun. He was my favorite character, the octopus. I feel like a lot of people probably say that about that book, but yeah, I did read that one. So out of the 8, I finished 1 so far, but I'm in the middle of 2 more. So I really wanted to read A Night in the Moth, so I did. or The Night and the Moth. What else did I read this month? I finished The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't know what else I read. Let's see, did I read any of these? No. I've read something else, don't remember what it was. Obviously, it was super impactful. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick out my TBR for the month of September. I am gonna do this a little bit differently. I'm gonna go with the old school and just use the TBR cup and pick out prompts from here, and that's how we're gonna do it. I don't think that I just don't have all my materials to play the game that I normally play. I don't know where things are or if they're updated. So we're just gonna do it simply this month and just do a TBR jar picks my reads. Let me grab my Kindle because that might be something that I use. When I just looked in here, I saw the word Kindle and I was like, oh, right. This also is not gonna be my filming location in the future. I don't have bookshelves yet and you know, no rug in here yet. So it's just kind of echoey. And this will probably be like, I'll be facing that way, but no one needs to see that right now. So I've got the Kindle. Let's go ahead and pick the first prompt. We're gonna do 6. I do have 2 books that I would like to get on this TBR, but I don't necessarily, I'll just add them on at the end if I'm not able to. Oh, we have a reread. This is exciting. Okay, so people who are doing Herkyed, you'll know that you have to earn rereads, and I have earned 2 already. So I know what I'm gonna pick. It's gonna be off of my Kindle. It is a book that I own, and it's probably something that none of you have heard of, to be honest. Let's see. Get rid of Kindle Unlimited because that's not what we're doing here. It's going to be a book in the Safehold series by David Weber. It is a 10-book series. I own the first 3. So I don't hope that you guys will be able to see this, but it is Off Armageddon Reef by Schism Rent Asunder and by Heresies Distressed. I just know the names. I've read this Off Armageddon Reef a lot of times. So I'm excited to just start a reread on this. I have read all of the books before. Cannot tell you what happens at the end. Like I remember a lot of like plot points, but it is a 10-book series and the books tend to be between 500 and 1,000 pages. I think this one is probably around 700 pages. Let me see in store and see if it'll show me. But I am excited to read this book again. Published January 2nd, 2008. Wow, I thought it was older than that, but maybe not. Let's see. Can I get more information? Read more? So this is a science fiction novel. I can't tell you how many pages it is, but it'll, you know, be linked down below anyway. But I'll just read the first like paragraph to you guys because I feel like none of you have probably heard of this. It's a book, it's like a book that my dad read and then convinced me to read, like starting in high school. So, humanity pushed its way to the stars and encountered the Gababa, a ruthless alien race that nearly wiped it out. Earth and her colonies are now smoldering ruins, and the few survivors have fled to the distant Earth-like Safehold to try to rebuild. But the Gababa can detect the emissions of an industrial civilization, so the human rulers of Safehold have taken extraordinary measures. With mind control and hidden high technology, they've built a religion in which every Safeholdian believes, a religion designed to keep Safehold society medieval forever. So it's science fiction in medieval times. It's pretty awesome. So 800 years pass, and in a hidden chamber on Safehold, an android from the far human past awakens. This rebirth was set in motion centuries before by a faction that opposed shackling humanity with a concocted religion. Via automated recordings, Nimue, or rather the android with the memories of Lieutenant Commander Nimue Alban, is told her fate. She will emerge into Safeholdian society, suitably disguised, and begin the process of provoking the technological process which the Church of God awaiting has worked for centuries to prevent. This is just like such a amazing series. And if you're like, ooh, I want like a female protagonist, she becomes a man. So, you know, I don't know if this will count as transgender. I don't think so. Well, she changes herself to become an android, to become a man as her android self because it works better in society and she'll be able to like get more stuff done. I don't know if that counts because I don't think she ever says like, I feel like a man, although there is a romance that ensues later in the series, but it's not a romantic series at all. But yeah, I would recommend this to people who love high fantasy and like high science fiction. There's a lot of like descriptors of things like building ships and engines and stuff like that. I tend to just skip over that stuff because I don't really care, but the story and the character building is incredible. I love the characters in this book and I'm so excited to reread it. That was a lot for the first book on the TBR to tell you about, but I'm stoked. So excited to read this. Yay. Okay, prompt number 2. This has gotten off to a very good start. Hopefully I get like more, you know, interactive ones where I can add stuff on. I have some ideas of things I would like to add, but not everything. A book that starts with the same letter of the last book I read. Shoot, what was the last book I finished? Was Remarkably Bright Creatures. Same letter of the last book I read, so it would have to start with R, I guess. All right, so R, a book that starts with an R. Pentium. I kind of just have these as the ones that I like want to read sooner rather than later, and then I have everything else kind of over here to be used later. An R, ooh, okay. We have Reacher Killing Floor. I believe it's called Reacher Killing Floor. Yeah, it's the first book in the Reacher series. Let's see what else. Ooh, Red Queen. That might win over Reacher, just because I just picked that other one. Okay, here's another one which is quite different and it's also quite short, but it is Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. It's a memoir or a self-help kind of book. I'm pretty sure it's a memoir by Matt Haig. He goes over like his depression and stuff. He wrote The Midnight Library, The Humans. He read some of my favorite books. So Dawn of Onyx, Hurricane Wars, Chasm, Dowry of Blood, Hill, Lightlark, and then there's a ton over here. But I have 3 options here, so I'm gonna pick from these because this is kind of like my priority TBR that I went through. Yes, there is a book about serial killers on here. But, ooh, okay, so Reacher, Killing Floor, Red Queen, or Reasons to Stay Alive. How many pages is this? This is also a very short, like in stature book. So it's 245-ish pages. I have been really wanting to read Red Queen though. This would start a new series, which I don't really need to be doing, but I don't mind doing. I'm really in the mood for fantasy. In case I don't get anything else that could be fantasy, I am gonna go with Red Queen and put Reacher and Reasons to Stay Alive back on the shelf. But those are definitely books I want to read. I mean, everything I have I want to read, so there's that. But that'll be pick number 2 is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is a YA dystopian fantasy, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. Maybe. Okay, next, number 3. Oh wait, let me think of those other books that I have to read. Crap, I don't even remember the name of the book club book. Oh, I do. It starts with an M and then the other one starts with an I. So no, neither of those would work. Okay, flowers on the cover. So we have flowers on the cover. I'm gonna look up the cover of the book club book and see if it has flowers on it. I have literally no idea. My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. Let's see what the cover looks like. I know there's like alternate covers of this, but I want to see what this one on Kindle looks like because I'll probably end up getting it on Kindle because a spicy romantic suspense thriller in Cape Cod. This is a very different pick for my book club. I do not see any flowers. It's a beach, so that stinks, but flowers on the cover. Okay, I know the other one does not have flowers on the cover because it's just a pattern. I don't see any flowers on Calabasas. Babylonia has leaves, but I don't see flowers. Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales does have flowers. There's some flowers right here. Okay, that's an option. I like that option. The Maidens, Ministry of Time, What the River Knows. Do you have flowers? I guess these could be considered flowers on it. The Familiar. Ooh, I really want to read this. No flowers though. I don't think that does. No, no. No, 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 no. Actually, what's the cover of this look like? No, that's more of like a jellyfish. The Frozen River. Ooh, does Piranesi have flowers on the cover? No, not even close. The Nimbus does not. Serpent in the Wings of Night. Do you have flowers? That is a big ass rose right there. So yeah, that has flowers. That's great. I'm gonna put this up here and keep looking. The poppy wort, do you have flowers on you? A poppy is a flower, but I don't see any flowers on this. Oh, I could read Foxglove, which is the next one up in Belladonna. That definitely has flowers on it. Wool does not. The 100, the Court of Mist and Fury. No, that's not a flower. Stalking Jack the Ripper. A Fate Inked in Blood. No. I think that might be, oh, there's a bunch of romances on the back here. Maybe one of those will have flowers on it. That does not. No, 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 no. So we have a few options here. I'm gonna try to narrow it down. Let's put this back so it looks at least decent. So we have Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. That would be starting a new series. Do I want to be doing that? No, probably not. I'm starting another one already. We have Light Lark by Alex Astor. Again, this would be starting a new series. This does have flowers on it there. This is one I've really wanted to read for a while. So that's going to be more in the yes pile. I'll put Dawn of Onyx to the side for now. This one I really need to read, but it's a thick boy. This is Tale of the Heart Queen. This would finish a series. So that's gonna go in the potential pile. This would continue a series, Foxglove. And I do have Wisteria already. I remember what happened, even though it's been a while since I read Belladonna. So that's gonna go in the yeah pile. Serpent in the Wings of Night has a big rose right here. I'm gonna have to put that a no because it would be starting a new series. When I could finish or continue a new one, we can't do that. This also would be starting a new series, What the River Knows. Really want to read that though. And then I could also finish a series with Compendium of Lost Tales by Heather Fawcett. This is the third Emily Wilde book. I love these. Ooh, okay, this is so hard. So I'm gonna have to take Light Lark off and Foxglove off because those, oh no, Light Lark off because that's starting a new series. This one's continuing, but I have two that would finish out series. I feel like I want to pick both. I don't think I can pick both, but this one's a little less intimidating, so we're gonna go for this one. I can't not. If there's a prompt that works for this, I have to put it on. Like, I have to. I have been putting off this book for so long because I'm scared of it. It's so thick. And also it's like the conclusion to a series that I just like read in a weekend. So we're gonna go with the Compendium of Lost Tales by Emily Wilde, or by Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales by Heather Fawcett. We'll go with that. Okay, that was number 3. Number 4. What does it say? Color Wheel. I don't have access to my laptop right now. I don't know where things are, so we're not gonna do that one. We're just gonna skip Color Wheel for now. Anything that's like interactive, can't do it. Foiling on the cover or spine. Okay, this is gonna be easy. Here, let me just show you so you don't think I cheated. But foiling on cover or spine. This has foiling on it. This is foiled. So I think that counts as foiled. Yeah, it is. So we're gonna go ahead and put this one on my TBR as well. Hopefully I will finish both of these books and finish 2 series. But I think I've got enough fantasy now. So hopefully we can pick things other than fantasy. Next, number 5. So hopefully we can get one of the other books on my TBR. Those aren't fantasy, so that's good. Intimidating read. Okay. Intimidating read. What am I intimidated by on here? Definitely Mistborn. Let's see. What is intimidating to me on here? Verity is pretty intimidating. My sister loves it. I'm not a huge fan of Colleen Hoover, but my sister really wants me to read this, so I could read that. The Song of Achilles is also very intimidating to me because it is highly, highly rated, and I didn't love Circe as much as I hoped I would, so that would be a really good option. Any of these? I'd like to go with a non-fantasy option. The other two, I guess, so like my challenge book for the month is Intermezzo by Sally Rooney, and I find that intimidating, but I'm like, just because other people are like either love it or hate it. I think I'm gonna go with, shoot, how do I pick? If I don't pick this, my sister will kill me. So I'm gonna go with Verity by Colleen Hoover. I don't think this is, oh yeah, this is when she has to write the remaining books in the successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. So, and then there's like a mystery that ensues from there, which is will be a good change from all of the fantasy that I now have on my, wow, this is gonna be a thick one because of, off Armageddon Reef and that one. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I want to get that one because it's less fantasy than I guess the other options, although the Song of Achilles is not really fantasy at all. All right, last one is a memoir. Okay, so we have a memoir, and I'm gonna just go with Reasons to Stay Alive because I was thinking about picking that for the last one, and it's a short one, and I was just saying how all of these are very, very thick. So this is Matt Higgs. He struggled with paralyzing depression by standing at the edge of a cliff contemplating suicide. The S word. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not even monetized, so who cares? But yeah, Matt Haig, Reasons to Stay Alive. I also struggle with depression. I take medication for it every day. And it'll be interesting to read this in a state of mind where like things aren't going poorly for me. I feel good most days at the moment. So yeah, we'll go with that one. Okay, so let's take a look at the TBR. Oh, for my book club, we're reading My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. So I have to read that by the end of September. And then my September challenge book is also Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. It was the most popular book that was published in September of 2025. Added to most shelves is the list I've been using. So hopefully that's still valid. I haven't looked at it in a month, but I do have that one on my Kindle. So we'll be going with that. Unless it changes, then I'll read that one and something else, or, you know, whatever. So starting with those two books, and then we also have the Safehold, the first book in the Safehold series, which is Off Armageddon Reef. And that is a pretty thick book. I think it's like at least 700 pages. And then we also have these boys. So we have Red Queen, which was started with the last letter of the starts with the letter of the last book I read, which was I finished Remarkably Bright Creatures last. So Red Queen, a memoir, flowers on the cover. This one, a book that's intimidating to me, and this one is foiling on the cover for Tale of the Heart Queen. So we've got some very thick boys on here. I don't think Intermezzo is that short. Thankfully, I think the Tessa Bailey book is pretty short. that'll be a good like palette cleanser. I'm also hoping to read a couple of other books this month. We will see if I get to them. Of course, I need to get to By Any Other Name by Jodi Picoult. I will get to that before I start Intermezzo, and hopefully we don't push that any further. I need to finish The Night and the Moth. I would love to somehow get to Calabasas. I don't know if I will. Julie Chan is Dead, I would love to read. That one's definitely on my radar. And The Housemaid, I have read a few pages of and would love to finish, as well as Making It So by Patrick Stewart. So hopefully we have a good reading month. We'll see. This is when my work really starts to pick up. So hopefully I can get some of these done, but it'll at least narrow down my options for what I'm going to try to read in the month of September. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit all over the place, but that's how it is sometimes. That's life, you know? I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.